Anxiety is at epidemic levels. Almost every client that I deal with is experiencing anxiety in some way, shape, or form. Now, true enough, a lot of the root cause is oftentimes based in our formative years, in some emotional trauma or incident that we have been unable to work through, or indeed in not being given the emotional support and reassurance that we required in our childhood, or indeed the tools necessary to help us navigate our day-to-day life the way in which we need to in order to feel emotionally, mentally and spiritually well. However, that being said, it's very much exacerbated by the consumer culture that we're living in that gives us this message that, okay, yes, you are enough, except you're not really. You need to be successful. You need to look a certain way. You need to do well at your job. You need to acquire a certain level of wealth and success and power in order to be deemed, kind of acceptable as a human being. And so we work on our bodies and we work on our careers, and we kind of look to gain more qualifications. We buy more stuff thinking that somehow it is going to make our world a better place, and ultimately it doesn't. So many people are unhappy, and again, a lot of the people who come to me are looking for things like self-acceptance and a greater self-awareness so as they can go on and be a success in life. And what I would be saying is that maybe we need to take it back a step. We need to become more appreciative of what already is. Even if it's not fantastic, it is what it is. And we're constantly fighting against who we are. We're constantly fighting against what it is that we have, thinking that there has to be better out there. And it's this concept that keeps us in conflict with ourselves, because we're never going to be happy because we're convinced that there is something else that we need to do or someone else that we need to be in order to be happy and successful, and for our lives to be a good place. And consequently we end up missing out on so much potential joy. We tend to underestimate the quality of a really frugal, simple existence where we just are very at peace and very at one with ourselves. Instead we feel like we have to master ourselves, we have to master our environment, we have to hustle, we have to always be on top of things, we have to achieve the best body, our relationship has to be spectacular, we have to have all of these things going on all of the time, and it is exhausting. We're continuously creating goals based on what we feel society expects of us, and oftentimes we plow so much time, energy and resources into becoming what we think we need to be, as opposed to accepting and appreciating who we are. And we find ourselves in this loop all the time of never being enough. And as I said, there's so many people that are kind of selling a very mixed message. They're basically telling people, okay, I can help you accept yourself as you are, and then help you do the things that you need to do in order to be better. And again, as I said, it's very conflicting, because ultimately the whole idea of acceptance is acceptance of things exactly the way they are in this very moment. And this is how we create peace of mind. This is how we create the feeling that everybody is ultimately searching for, that feeling of being value, that feeling of being appreciated for who you are, that feeling of being in touch with your authentic self and doing things for the sake of the joy instead of doing things for the sake of the result. And as I said again, there's a lot of focus being put on helping people find their purpose, and it's very glamorized. It's all about kind of a person being successful and being eternally happy. And I think, as I said, we need to take it back a notch. We need to create a level of simplicity about it. We need people to be at peace with who they are, with the very basics of life, kind of being self-aware so that you can be more aware of others and the way in which you can serve them. We focus a lot on components like success and happiness, instead of looking at things like kindness to the self and to others, having a humanitarian perspective to life, as opposed to always being about the hustle and about the success and about what you look like and what way you're portrayed on your social media feed. So again, I suppose it's about looking at the goals that you have in mind for yourself and why it is that you feel you need them. Are they serving you? Are they serving other people? Or are they so that you look good? Or are they what you feel is deemed acceptable by your peer group or the people that you spend time with? And if this is something you need a little bit of help or clarity on, get in touch with me on the website. It's fundamentals.ie. Likewise, if you're struggling with anxiety, if you feel inadequate in your life, I can help you through it. You'll also catch me on Facebook and on Instagram. Both of those pages are called Fundamentals, and I do lots of content similar to this on my YouTube channel, which is Fiona Feely, so go check it out.